it's Dmitry. And today we decided to make an experiment with our system. We have this original kukri from Nepal, and we are going to sharpen it with our convex attachment for TSPROF. So, why this is an experiment? Because today we are using our clamps. They were pretty old. As far as you remember, they are not intended for something with width about 1 centimeter. But this is the case. And since it was a very strange decision to clamp this kind of blade using them, we applied several layers of tape to keep the blade steady. And let's see what we can do with it. One of the most interesting facts about kukri heat treatment is so-called local hardening. As we go down to the cutting edge, the blade becomes harder and harder, from 30 to 60 points of Rockwell system. For this knife, we are using the radius of the convex 7.2, and the angle in the lowest point of the abrasive stone is around 21 degrees per side, which gives us 42 degrees total. When we want to reach the convex cutting edge, we process the blade at the angle of 90 degrees towards the edge, and we work with abrasive stone from one stopper to another. The idea is to process the edge at the lowest point of the stone and the top side of the bevel at the upper point of the stone. If we will move the abrasive stone as usual, in this case, the edge, the convex, will be not symmetrical, and it will require resharpening of the whole knife. Since our kukri has a very wide recurve section, for some of you it would be more convenient to process it with a narrow abrasive stone. But since we are all professionals here, well, we will do it with a regular one, and I'll show you how it's done and what the results we will achieve. What can I say? This kind of convex is pretty hard to sharpen, because you see, since we have the change of the angle, it's very difficult to make this blade look symmetrical. And this is not the main point. You see, if we want to get a shining cutting edge, we have to process it with precise movements along the cutting edge. We are moving step by step, visually monitoring how the situation changes, because, for example, if I will make a wrong movement right now, I will scratch the edge, and not just the edge, but also this convex bevel, as I may say, and it will look, well, I may say it will look worse than the one processed with the grinder. That's why we are looking at different angles. We are searching for locations where we left some unwanted marks. And also we are constantly checking if the width of the convex edge is varying from one side to another. Couple of words about the purpose of the convex. Why do we need it here? Since this blade doesn't cut, it mostly chops the material, we need a good resistance against lateral loads. If we will not remove the burr completely, after we finish the sharpening. This burr will help the edge that we shaped to bend, and this kind of shape will be dull, since the burr bends the edge with it. That's why we are putting a lot of effort into polishing of the edge and removal of the all residue material. Another important thing about the edge, it's very difficult to process heel right here. You see, we have this choil. This is also called a tooth of Shiva, but there is a very huge curve here. That's why, if we want this line to be parallel with the edge, we have to work with the lowest side of the stone and check if we are processing the right part of this line, or we have to change the position of the stone. In this case, we will work in the lower section. But when we want to polish the edge, we have to move just like that. It will help us to remove the marks that we don't want to see from the blade. To make a good finish with leather blank, we measured the angle at the lowest point of the blank. The axis is parallel with the axis of rotation. And now we will try to use this blank to remove all remaining marks from the convex. Now that we want to use the leather blank to polish the blade, we have to compensate the difference in thickness. To do that, we will measure the angle using our digital angle finder and set it the same as we used during the sharpening process. It will help us to polish the convex edge instead of polishing the bevel near it. So, as a conclusion, this was my first experience with such kind of knife. We've tested it. I wouldn't say that this is the best chopping device I've ever held in my hands, but you know the point, the interesting one, that even after chopping, well, the edge is still sharp, the cut is still clean. I've expected much less from this piece of metal, so I guess guys in Nepal know what they're doing. Well, we will continue to share some material about interesting knives and interesting sharpening techniques with you. Press like, subscribe, share your comments down below, and I hope to see you very soon. Goodbye.